Welcome to another episode of Four Corners. Ade Oladipo with the Brains Trust here, former world champions Darren Barker and Barry Jones. I like the way you laugh about Brains Trust. It's true, you guys are when it comes to breaking down fights. Big fights coming up on DAZN in the next couple of months. None bigger, I don't think, than this rematch between Chantelle Cameron and Katie Taylor in Dublin, November 25th.
Resurrection is in my DNA.
A champion's true character is found in the face of adversity.
Looking forward to the rematch.
Fueled by the bitterness of defeat. This is where true champions are made. Ready to rise to the occasion.
And make sure that I get my second win against Katie Taylor.
Deep, uncharted territory again. Inspired by the sweet taste of glory. And a return to the grounds where it all began.
No, Katie Taylor is home again.
Undisputed titles still for the taking.
It's a massive fight.
This is where true champions are made. Cameron versus Taylor, the rematch, live on DAZN.
Repeat or revenge, that's what we say, right? Quick one on this, Daz. Normally when a fighter says, okay, I want to do it again, in what Katie Taylor has done, you try and find things that she did well the first fight, right? To give her some sort of hope, some sort of motivation going into the second fight. What did she do well in the first fight?
I mean, what she'd done well come late in that first fight for me. She started getting the last say in the arguments, and that was important. I think she got bullied early doors to a point where I thought she might get stopped. Not only lose, I thought she might get stopped. I was so impressed with the way Chantelle Cameron just dictated from the centre ring, got behind the jab, and she just bullied Katie Taylor. But at the second half of the fight, Katie Taylor started finding her rhythm a little bit. She started getting the last say in the arguments, finishing with the left hook, and just being a little bit busier. I felt she was a bit overawed. I don't want to make any excuses for her, but I don't know if there was any pressure because of it being the homecoming, etc. I don't know, but she was just a deer in headlights early doors. It was Chantelle Cameron behind the jab, which, by the way, was so impressive. And yeah, I just feel she's got to start a lot quicker.
You surprised it's happening again at 140? I thought they might go again, but I thought Katie would try and get an advantage and at least try and bring Chantelle down to 135.
If she can make 135 comfortable, that's the thing though, she's older now than Katie Taylor. Maybe if that's a struggle for her, and she needs the energy. The size was a factor, but it wasn't. But tactics won the fight for Chantelle Cameron, discipline won the fight for Chantelle Cameron, and also study won the fight for Chantelle Cameron. Katie Taylor is brilliant at what she does, but she does the same thing repetitively. But it's always worked, that in and out with the feet, almost to make you miss. She plays chicken in those early rounds because she'll wait, because she'll know you'll go first and make the mistake. So she doesn't do a lot. So she's in and out, and when you throw, she bounces back, and then she'll go usually with the right hand first, bam, 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 and it makes you pay. What Cameron did so well was she punched from long, but she pressurised with the front foot, but kept the distance. She sat a little bit on the back foot, punched long, and every time Katie did that little step back, she quickened the feet. And then Katie Taylor was quite often on the back on the ropes where there was nowhere to bounce back. She couldn't get the rhythm. And then when Chantelle Cameron came forward, it was long, hard shots. And then in the early rounds, as you said, she dominated because of that. It was only in the later rounds where she started to shorten the punches, and that allowed Katie Taylor, we know tough and determined and gritty she can be, she was able to fire back. So I think it's difficult to see how it changes. I would say that. I just think that sometimes you got their number.
Couldn't it be a case of Katie has to start faster? Like in that fight, again, second half of the fight, Katie starts to, I don't even say she won the rounds, but she was more competitive in the rounds. But Chantelle put it on her from minute one in the first round. Is it a case of Katie has to kind of dictate how she wants this fight to be played out?
It's all what but the thing is, if you're going to do the same thing, again, that's work for you, you've always done, how are you going to change that now? You have to change your pattern. And there was a fight, the two fights with Delphine Pursoon, where after the first one, where she was very lucky to get the win, let's be honest, she was doing the back and forth, and Pursoon, which kept throwing. When most fighters, when they throw 1-2 and they miss, that's when Katie gets you. She steps back, you miss. You don't throw no more, and you're stuck in no person's land. What Delphine Pursoon did, just carried on throwing. She didn't care. I missed with 3, I don't care. You hit me, I don't care, I'm going to keep throwing. She was an absolute animal. And what Katie should have done in the second fight was go boom, 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 up. But then rather than go back and then move on this way. Yeah. But she doesn't do that. And she would do that with Chantelle Cameron. She does that in this fight. That helps her because Cameron's going to bully her again, stay long behind the jab, push her with the long punches and punch in threes. And then when she gets back to the ropes, Katie can't do it. But if Katie will take one step and then pivot, or either way, that allows her space.
Why doesn't she do that more? Look, you look at the amateur record, and that's where you learn those fundamentals, right? I mean, it's light and day between the two. Why don't we see Katie use more of that kind of amateur standout pedigree she's got? You always see her like to have a scrap, Katie, whether it be the Amanda Serrano fight, all the other fights she's had. She's standing in the pocket and having a trade rather than using those boxing skills.
Do you know what? I think she understands that 10 2-minute rounds go by so quickly, so she wants to be busy. She wants to let her hands go. I think I agree with what Barry said. We say this a lot in commentary with the spin-off, either left or right, once you've taken a step back. She needs to be so disciplined with her position in the ring. She can't get bullied as much. She needs to sort of, if you're not going to take the step either left or right, take that step back and then another half step if she does do similar to what Pursoon done, and then you can walk her onto the shots. I don't think that one step's enough. It's either one step left, right, one step and then another half a step to let them walk onto the shots. On the flip side again, I think not only the jab was so important for Chantelle Cameron, I thought the body shots as well. They seem to really hurt Katie Taylor, and they would do at the age she's at now, in the twilight years of her career. I think what I expect actually, a really, really hard body attack and a relentless body attack, tapping upstairs with her left, drop into the body. She took them well, Katie Taylor, I have to say, but yeah, I'm expecting another very fast start. On the flip side, a faster start from Katie Taylor is required. Yeah, I thought the scorecards in the first fight didn't really reflect the fight, because I thought Chantelle, I wouldn't say dominate. She was 7-3, 6-4 best case. I think it was 7.
I'd say what Chantelle did do really well when they were in close, because Katie likes to flurry. I would say one thing about Katie Taylor, that she has slowed down dramatically over the years. We haven't really noticed it, but we have noticed it, but we don't really take any notice of it. But where she used to throw so many punches, with that movement
it's more
as well.
Burst now, isn't it?
Well, there's more purchase on her shots. Maybe it might be age, or just the fact that she wants to get more weight in the punches. But she doesn't throw 6 now. She throws 2s and 3s, which were 3s really. But there's more weight behind the shots. But it's slower, and also she's not old hustling fighters as she used to be, more effective back in her early days, I would say. But what Chantelle did really well was when they were in close, she used that shoulder. I'd say it does it really well, but not against Crawford, was Errol Spence. They use that shoulder, gets her right in the middle of your stance, creates a space, used the forearm. So when Katie got close, she created that space, or kept the distance by using that forearm, using that shoulder. They're not allowed to do it. If you can get away with it, it'll work.
Dark arts.
We love the dark arts.
Got like that, why not?
But it's subtle. It's subtle. She just go boom like that straight away, or boom, and then all she's got to do, she doesn't move her front foot. It's just the back foot got to go back, and then she's in a nice position to throw again, where Katie has to regroup or gets pushed back.
I remember when this fight was first announced, there were a lot of people, to be fair, not just jumping on the bandwagon now. A lot of people said Chantelle was going to beat Katie, but were you surprised just how good Chantelle was? I remember watching Chantelle against Jessica McCaskill in Abu Dhabi, and she was good, but she wasn't that good.
I don't think I was surprised, but I agree with Barry. Maybe I was a little bit disappointed with Katie Taylor. Maybe started so, and the speed has definitely left her slightly. She started to sit down on the shots a little bit more. That does, however, make her very exciting. I do, again, however, think she is still quicker than Chantelle Cameron, and now she's just got to start electric. She's got to be so disciplined where she is in the ring, what shots she's throwing. Don't throw more than 3 shots. 3 shots, step, 3 shots again. I think, you know, there's being selective and there's being greedy. I think she's got to be very selective. I don't think she can afford to trade with Chantelle Cameron.
All right, and that's, I would say, that's the very important part, is because Chantelle threw, when Katie was throwing punches,
she threw back.
She threw with her, because she was the bigger lady in there. I think that worked for her. I thought Katie was going to win the fight. I mean, I thought, yeah, this
she always wins.
I know,
finds a way, don't she?
But even stylistically, listen, I thought Cameron was fantastic against Jessica McCaskill. She really was. But I thought she wouldn't be allowed that space to get behind the jab. But when she weren't allowed it, she created it. She took that centre of the ring. She used her physical presence, and the jab wasn't just fast. It was solid. It was hard. I think that threw Taylor off a little bit, and she worked off that.
All right. So in terms of giving each other ticks here, Katie Taylor's got more experience, faster hands, I think it's fair to say.
And faster feet.
And faster feet. And
She's been in wars, so she knows
she's got that
she can go through
experience,
it.
which I guess could be a positive and a negative, right? We don't really talk about sort of damage when it comes to female boxing. She's taken a lot of damage. What does Chantelle have over Katie?
Massive confidence from that win, and it was a win, a very good win for her. I personally think she won't just be thinking of winning this fight against Katie Taylor.
Stopping her.
She'll be thinking about stopping her. That's where she's at now, Chantelle Cameron.
When I seen Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano, I thought this might be her last great fight. It was such a grueling, right to the last bell. I thought, how can you do that again? But she's a great athlete. Great athletes do great things. She'll need that for this fight. She'll need one of those performances. She's got to walk through walls, Katie Taylor, to get the win. It's a bigger wall than Amanda Serrano.
Yeah.
And it's a discipline. She's disciplined as well.
Mentally, it's a bigger wall as well. It's the person that beat her.
Yeah, and she's disciplined as well. That's impressive with Chantelle Cameron. And only in the last couple of fights, really, let's be honest, she's been very disciplined, very focused. She knows what she does well. She doesn't defer. She's doing the basics. Very rarely more than straight punches, but they're working for her. She's not getting carried away with her success, and I think that's the key. For Taylor, she's got to learn to pivot around the target. I think that's it. I think for being a smaller person, you've got to find a different angle of attack. Going straight forward is not going to work against the bigger boxer. So you have to work around that. She's, like you've all been saying, she has to start fast. But with that, you have to be prepared to walk through punches. And she's done it before, but how many times can you go to the well?
What's left for Katie Taylor to do in boxing? She said that after this fight, she already wants more fights. She wants to continue, and we kind of laugh and chuckle, right? Because there are, I guess, so many big names she still can fight. I think she wants a Serrano rematch.
That's it.
Fights.
That's it, I think. She beat Chantelle Cameron, Serrano, done.
If she loses, does she fight?
No, I don't think
does she
so.
continue fighting?
Does she need the fight? I'm hoping that she's financially secure.
Should be.
She should be, but you never know. But she ticked every box in her career. She had one of the greatest careers that a boxer can wish for. There's a worry you go on too long, or we'll search for the next test. And we're retired boxers, we know what it's like when you finish. That's the bigger part of your life. You think boxing's the biggest part of your life, there's a longer part of your life to go after it. But you've got to be healthy and wealthy for some of us. But that's more important. So the more fight you have, the more risk that's not going to happen for you. No, this would be a good time. If she gets the win here, the Serrano fight's a great fight, but if she stopped after this fight, that would be enough for me. Win or lose. I mean, what she's done for women's boxing.
What a career.
No, she dragged it into a new era.
Yeah.
She did. All right, Clarissa Shields is the greatest woman of all time. We have to admit that. But Katie Taylor dragged that sport.
Elevated it.
She dragged it with audiences, TV audiences, live gates. No, it changed the game.
She certainly did. For Chantelle Cameron, and we'll end on this one, if she does come through Katie Taylor, a lot of people are expecting that she will do. There has been talk about a super fight, 147, Clarissa Shields coming down to 147. Those are the fights that are out there for Chantelle if she wins. It's big money fights.
But there's other good fights on the way up as well. There's a step in. No, at last, at the highest level, there's still a void of quality. I understand that in the women's game.
Wouldn't mind seeing her, Sandy Ryan, at 147.
Sandy Ryan's the
Don't mind that
perfect
at all.
fight.
Don't mind that.
Don't mind that at all.
How spicy would that be?
Fiery. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, it's pay-per-view for the press conference with those two.
And again, domestic rivalries always build a
Yeah.
great. That'll be a great one as well. And I think she has the size and the strength to move up in weight. And we've seen it with other women boxers. They move up 4 weights, and they're fine. So I think there's loads of big fights.
Yeah, enjoy that, gents. Look, big one, isn't it? November 25th, repeat or revenge. Chantelle Cameron versus Katie Taylor 2 should be a cracking fight.